Welcome to the LockerRoom Podcast with TJ. Presented to you by Forever Humble, Forever Wealthy Media Productions. Your one-stop shop to stimulate an intellectual conversation. I hope you're ready to be inspired. What's the deal? It's your boy TJ, and we in the locker room. I'm fresh off the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, that is. We were sweet lifing it up last night at the Lil Baby concert. Man, it was extra hype. Food in there, mad drinks in there, ultimate great vibes, just great vibes. Great vibes. Shout out to everybody who was in attendance last night. That shit was super lit. And I would afford, me to have those opportunities of Friday nights to just leisure. And yeah, on top of leisure, luxury style leisure. If you know me, you know I like luxury. So and when I say would afford me the opportunity, I don't mean in a dollar amount. I mean what affords me the opportunity to, whereas I'm not missing out on dollars or the amount of dollars that I stacked and saved now lends me the time. And notice I say lends me the time. I speak of time, and as you would think of monetary value, but to me, I break time down as money. Time is money, as everybody would say, but they don't really explain to you how that is. So I hope along this podcast you definitely get that aspect of life. You understand a little bit what they say time is money. So anyways, I live every day the same. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, I'm a creature of habit, though. That's just the way it is. I wake up super early and I just grind it out every day. And I do the same. I got the same routine. Work. I don't be eating a lot. I don't be sleeping as much as I'm supposed to. And that's why I say it's a good thing and a bad thing. But I usually don't be knowing what day of the week it is, which is another bad thing. Except for Sundays, we be having family dinner. We started that tradition not too long ago. Shout out to my family. I love y'all. And that's a tradition, a little ritual that we stick to. And I often get reminded of Sundays by the TV. Football start talking, stuff like that. Sports Center remind me real quick, like, hopefully I gotta check my phone, see if it's my Sunday or not. And all my Sundays be extra fire. They Sundays be good too, nice home cooked, stuff I've been missing, stuff I don't get a lot. But when it's my Sunday, we go out getting what I'm a creature of habit. We go out getting what I'm used to: steaks, lobster tail, shrimp, steakhouse, all that kind of things. And I'm not bragging or nothing like that. I'm just trying to explain to you the way I feel we all should be living. So, I think on this episode, I'll call this episode 0.5, 0.5. We're not going to get into episode 1 yet. I got so much free game to give y'all that I can't even just overload it. I can't just, dump the barrel on y'all guys. I got to ease it on you, you feel me? Everything good in moderation, they say. So, in episode 0.5, I'm going to stress a couple key components. I'm going to get into those, like daily rituals that I do, different mindsets that you're supposed to have, things that's going to get you through this entrepreneur style of life, because ain't nobody say it was easy. Nobody said it was going to be well worth it, because it's not worth it for everybody. Some people, it's worth it for you to just go to work, and I feel like it's more of a structured life, and you have your life like more planned out for you in a way that you're not worried as much, you're not stressed out maybe as much. But to those of you all who were interested in the first 3-4 minutes of this conversation, or even if you're not interested in living a life of luxury or whatever else, you might be that guy to just stay home and got $1 million and don't nobody know. You might be that guy. You might be the Wrangler Levi wearing person, and that's totally okay. Like I big up that person whenever I had the opportunity to meet them. And I'm a people person. Like if I met you and you a millionaire, you got that cash, and you don't lead the life of that, you're not flashy or nothing like that. I know, because I pick up on wisdom. I'm an old soul, like, so can't hide from me, man. I seek that out, man. Real recognize real. We on that. We on that. But to my key rituals, man. The things that keep me going, the things that keep me flowing. Big ass piece of paper, but it ain't a lot of words. I just wrote on a big ass Sharpie. That's one of the things that I do. Like when I come up with stuff in my mind, I write that shit down immediately. Like I smoke a lot of weed. And they say, nah, this is just what they say. You can look the shit up if you want, but they say the most intelligent people forget the most things, and that makes sense because you got the most stuff in your brain. So, anyways, yeah, I write everything down. I'm not worried about forgetting things. That's one thing that you need to keep pick up on. Keep a little notepad or a little writing book next to you. Whenever you come up with these brain blasts, you can just write something down. I honestly feel like everybody's sitting on multiple $1 million ideas, and we not putting that energy into it. Like you may be going to work, you waking up and going to work, and you don't have time for your second thing, or you don't have time to figure out what you really want to do. And, like, I understand that as well. Like, everybody, you get thrown into this hamster wheel. Like, along this podcast, you're going to hear me refer to the hamster wheel so many times. I honestly feel like that's what maybe 80% of the population, they stuck. I say we because I am too. I'm stuck on the hamster wheel. I haven't jumped off the deep end in the sense that, like, I still have to retrain my mind and read my points. I gotta re-energize myself daily, and that's something that you're gonna have to do. You gotta know that you're gonna have to re-energize yourself. You're not gonna be motivated all the time, and you're not gonna find motivation in things all the time. You have to find motivation in yourself. You gotta be your biggest fan to the up 10th extent. Like, you really, really, really gotta look yourself in the mirror, and you know what you want, so it's not any doubt. It's just uncertainty about how you gonna get there. We don't see the future. We don't know the future. That's not our job. But if we were given the ability to have intuition, like, you know what you want. Like, when I'm at the concert, I was looking at Little Baby and Babyface Ray V's, I'm looking at Moneybag. I'm watching these guys up there perform, chilling. They're not really doing shit, they're just standing around, flexing, doing whatever they do, water dripping. And I'm seeing myself. Do I rap? Do I perform in front of 200,000 people? No. Do I pick up a back end for, I'm not even going to X amount of dollars? No, not yet. But I see myself in the sense that that's me in a different fashion. It's a lot of different hustles out here. That's just what they found their niche. That's what they was good at. And anybody else that, if you feel like that's in your bones, in your flesh, and your intuition drives you to be great towards being that, to being able to just live your life beyond just little satisfied. I don't want to just be content with life. I want to be able to flex, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. Now, I don't know about y'all. I want to flex. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. I was born to flex. This is what it is. All this, like, man, the locker room, we flex. Everybody you see come on the locker room, they going to be flexing because that's the mindset they got, that they deserve that, and they know that, and that's what they striving for, and that's what they hustling for every day. Along them days, to get that flex going, I'm going to need y'all to live by these rules. Now, everybody got their own plan, method, strategy. Along the podcast, I'm going to bring on multiple entrepreneurs. And I'm interested to hear their strategies. I want to know the different principles and rubrics that they live by to keep themselves going, to promote their business, to everything. I want to know everything. I'm just me, and I do what I do, and it works for me. And the things that work for me, I've picked up along the way. I'm a good learner. That's what allows me to be good at what I do. I learn from other people that are good at what they do, and they might do something completely different than me. But if they're good at doing that, then I'm definitely going to key in on certain points and different principles that they have different ways that they operate, and I'm going to apply that to myself. And that's really what I want you to do with this podcast. I want you to look at the way I operate, different principles that I have, different rules that I live by, and I want you to apply that to your life. And if you do, I guarantee it's going to improve in any kind of way. It don't matter what kind of way, whatever kind of way you're looking for, financially, relationship wise, any whatever that is. And when I mean relationship wise, I don't mean boy and girl. I mean relationships with people. I'm a people person. I have amazing relationships. It's people that I never talk to that I can talk to. I called a phone. I'm not gonna say a name, but I called somebody's phone on accident. He had a common name, Frank. I called Frank. The guy that I called, I haven't talked to him since high school. It's like 8 years ago. It's funny, the relationships that you can make in your youth, they could bring you great value when you're older. Now, this particular relationship didn't bring me no value. He was just interested in what I wanted. Seeing my name pop up, somebody that we haven't spoken to in so long, and he see what I be up to, I guess through Facebook. And he was just like, oh, wow, like I see your posts and stuff. Seem like you've been doing good for yourself. I seen your name pop up. I was just wondering like that. Wow, what did he want? That I took from that like a great inspiration. Like, wow, he see whatever I'm posting, whatever I'm doing on social media, and he was like, dang, he doing something completely different than what I do, but just was like, wow, like, let me see if it's a networking opportunity. Like, let me see what he want. Different things along your life, you're gonna understand to recognize them as aspirations, like affirmations on your aspirations. When I get certain conversations like that, or somebody tell me like, oh yeah, I see what you've been doing, or like, oh, I see this, I see that, or like, that's cool that you're doing this, or ask me about different things that I'm doing, got going on, like those are my positive affirmations that whatever I'm doing, like it's what I'm supposed to be doing, that I should put more energy into doing so. The different principles and rules that I live by are not it's not easy. It's not like the one everybody not gonna be willing to live the life I live, but I feel like it's well worth it. Like I spoke in the beginning conversation, of those luxuries that is afforded by living by these principles and rules. One of the biggest principle and rule I feel like you need to live your life by, maybe number one that I'm gonna get into, is $100 a day. I'm gonna preach and preach $100 a day. Now everybody not gonna be able to profit $100 a day, because everybody spend money on whatever else, like vices, And even if you don't got vices, you spend money on gas and food. That's probably what I spend most of my money on, beyond my vices, that is. If you don't gotta profit $100 a day. If you could just figure out means to make $100 a day, now you on your way to quitting that job and really living on your own. And I say $100 a day, just thinking with the rubric of $100 a day. That's $3,000 a month. I don't know about you, but my expenses, and I got some dog ass expenses, is not $3,000 a month. I could live with $3,000 a month comfortably, like. And that's only making $100 a day. And I say only making $100 a day because once you figure out how to make $100 a day, a lot of days you're going to make far beyond $100. But on average, just give yourself a little leeway. And everybody got their own rubric or like strategy for life, I guess you could say. But this is mine, And you apply these rules to your life, or these principles, just apply them a little bit, and your shit going to benefit in some kind of way, in whatever kind of way. It don't even matter how, like I said. So anyways, the $100 a day, that's number one, because that's gonna really be able to get you to move and swim around through this little Nemo game. So $100 a day, and you own. And then it took me a real long time to understand that you gotta pick and choose when you want to really go hard. So you got a goal in mind, you striving for it. I'm a go getter. I go crazy. I was killing myself going crazy. I first started making clothes. I was staying up all night making clothes, going to work at 8:30 in the morning, waking up at like 5, had to be there at 8:30, like sleep. I still don't sleep a lot, but I had to really train myself. Like, all right, like I almost crashed my car. I crashed my car. I could have died. My mom told me Tori, it don't matter how much money you make if you ain't gonna be here to spend it. And I, she ain't told me a lot of stuff that resonate with me. That was one thing I think gonna stick with me forever. Cause now, even when in the midst of me going the hardest of me going hard, my phone rings. Sometimes everybody deem different things to be worth it, but like my peace of mind, my sanity, and my life is worth it to me now. And like before, it was just like that $100 a day was the only thing that was worth it to me. Like I was on extreme go. So now I had to learn when to decipher when to go and when to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And versus staying up all night, I just crash early. I always been a person to wake up, but it seemed like during those hours of me staying up all night, I was getting less done versus in them time. Like the 3 hours of me staying up from 12 to 3 in the morning. Like, yeah, I was up. Like extreme work habits. Like that shit good. Your work ethic is amazing. Cool. But like the amount of work that I was getting done in those 3 hours versus from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. didn't even compare. 7 to 10 a.m. I was far more productive. Just cause who knows, you know, you be up on some bad owl stuff. So just go to sleep, wake up early, get all your shit done. You gonna feel amazing. All your shit gonna get done. It's a win-win. I need you to know that social proof is for them. And when I say social proof, I'm talking about the car that I smacked, you know what I'm saying? The money through, like, donated. Shout out to y'all rent, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all landlord. Shout out to y'all landlord. He love TJ. I hope he listening to the podcast right now. You know, tap in on Apple Music, whatever y'all listen to, whatever your streaming preference is. When you doing certain stuff in life because you want to do it, no matter how, like what other people think of it, you know what I'm saying, how luxurious you living or how flashy you being, whatever else, you just got to know that all of that shit, all that social proof of that you being successful or whatever else, you got to know that's for them. They say perception is reality, but that's not the truth. Perception is their reality. Your reality is smack you in the face every day you wake up. You got to live with your reality. But when you doing whatever you doing and people see whatever they see, like, yeah, like that's cool. And that's part of the reason we do it too. But you got to know that social proof that's for them. That's their reality. I need y'all to make a vision board. Make you a vision board. Because then that social proof, all the things that you think you want, all the stuff that you want to have, those things are going to come. Like you're going to attain those things as you start to check things off your vision board, off your whiteboard or chalkboard or vision list or whatever you want to call it, man. Get you a little dry erase joint and get to work. Start writing down your biggest goals. Like you got to dream far beyond your imagination. So think of some big shit, write your goal list, then tomorrow scratch everything off that shit and double it, write bigger. Like to the average person, it's gonna be unattainable. It's gonna be something that's far beyond your fate. But to you, because you believe in yourself, you gonna know, oh, I could do this. Write the goal. Once you start striving towards the goal, you might see that you could surpass that goal. Like, oh damn, that was nothing. Or you might say like, all right, well, I ain't get to that, but I got to this, so in 3 months I had that. Like you start giving yourself a timetable to making things possible for yourself. So whatever you want, whatever it is, no matter how much it costs or how far beyond reason that it seemed to you, write that shit down on your vision board. And that's your first step towards making it attainable, making it feasible to you in your life. Make a checklist with goals, things to do, specific dates, and just different big things that come to mind. It's brain blast type stuff. You write down on your little notepad, your little checklist that you got next to you, or brain blast type stuff. But the huge things, your big goals, write that down on your vision board. And just a reminder, you might not ever even look at it again, but just the fact that you writing it down, seeing is believing. That's no exaggeration. That is not no BS. Seeing is believing. You write it down. You done manifested it into your mind. You done said it to yourself. You wrote it down. You seen it. Now you just got to make it happen. Put your plan into action. And if you really want whatever you write down on that board, you're going to do what's willing and necessary to get to that. Like, start with that vision board. The more organized you are, the more peace of mind you're going to afford yourself. Once you write down your due date, write down how much money you want to have before this amount of time, Write down what you want to attain in this amount of time. All right, I want to accomplish this, this, and that. I want to do this, this, and that. All right. As you start checking that stuff down, when you get to your date, when you get to your due dates or your goal, your deadlines, you're going to be, the shit already marked down. Like, you're not tripping over nothing. You're not stressing over nothing. Hey, I got 3 more weeks to do this. I already did this, this, and that. You know, like, it's just going to free up your life. You know, this is your life. It's going to free up your life. Peace is no value to a peace of mind. So the more organized you are, the more peace of mind you're going to afford yourself. And I'm going to definitely need you to invest in yourself. I'm going to say invest in yourself 3 times. Invest in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself. And I'm not speaking about a monetary value. A lot of people will tell you some cliche ass shit like, hey, invest in yourself. Now, notice I said it 3 times. I really want that shit to sink in. But now I'm about to elaborate in layman's terms, which means that like a 2-year-old, you know, I'm about to break this shit down to you beyond that little cliche invest in yourself shit. If you ain't got $10,000, $5,000, $3,000, $1,500, $300, if you don't have money to invest in yourself in that fashion, cool. A lot of people don't. But what a lot of people have, what everybody has, is the same 24 hours. So like, what are you doing with your 24 hours to put yourself ahead, to get yourself off the hamster wheel? Along the podcast, you're going to hear me refer to the hamster wheel a million times. What you going to do to get yourself off the hamster wheel? You got to invest in yourself. Because before anybody invest in you in any kind of way, monetary value, time-wise, any of that, you got to invest in yourself. You got to give them something to believe in. And it don't got to be the social proof. It could just be your hard work, determination, your hustle. Your interest in yourself is going to drive other people's interest in you. I'm literally a walking billboard of that. I feel like most people support because they feel or they see and they feel the energy that I put into the stuff that I believe in. So that vision board I was talking about, I invested in myself to a to an extent. I don't know if I showed you that earlier, but I don't just talk it, I walk it. You know, I had wants and needs, workable job, crib, and a new whip. That's what I needed. My wants, chain, and the ink. And some ink, yeah. And I'm definitely inked up. Got a couple chains. And got my own crib now. The workable job, working for myself, just definitely workable. Got my own, got 2 new whips. So stick to it, and I promise you it's gonna work out by investing in yourself, like I said. So back to my little handy dandy, you feel me? But if you don't have the money to invest in yourself, then that's fine. That's all dandy, because we all don't have that. But what you do have is the same 24 that everybody else has. That's the main resource, time. That's the main resource that you need. That's the money gonna come once you start doing everything else that it takes. So before I had money to go on Amazon and buy 1,000 bags for $500 and pay a graphic designer from Instagram $500 for 1,000 stickers and put them together and made my own super legit amazing looking stickers for my Mylar bags. Professionalism took my company on another level. But like, before I had the money to invest in that fashion, I had this, and I had YouTube University. So I invested in myself in ways that I had to, because I didn't have a capital to just make it easy for me, but it still was attainable, and it worked out in a way that I learned how to do the same stuff everybody else do. I could be a graphic designer if that's what I wanted to do now. So just by learning to do what you want to do and taking the steps to do it yourself, you going to learn how to do other stuff. You might open up a whole nother bag or a whole nother interest. Like, you really, really, really got to be invested in yourself, and other people going to follow. Other people going to take the lead. By making this podcast, this was a huge investment in myself, and it's already paid off. I love the feedback I'm getting. I love the feedback I don't get. You know, I really just like the opportunity to wisen up my peers and get y'all hip to some stuff that it's not the normal conversation, you know. So I appreciate you for joining TJ in the locker room. We signing out.